Ravens Wrap is sponsored by Bud Light, Holiday Inn Express, the Ocean City Golf Club, Comfort Inn, Russell Street Report, the original Green Turtle, and hosted by the Blue Ox Bar and Grill.
In April 1959, Art Wall won the Masters, edging out Carey Middlecoff and Arnold Palmer by finishing birdie, 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 par birdie. 1 month later, Ocean City Golf Club celebrated the opening of their first 18 holes. That course has been transformed now into one of the most scenic golf layouts on the East Coast. Come experience 36 of the most beautiful and challenging holes you'll find anywhere. Ocean City Golf Club in Ocean City, Maryland.
It is the original Green Turtles Ravens Wrap Show right here on Comcast Beach TV and the strongest signal Ravens affiliate, 93.5 The Beach, as John's throwing stuff at the audience. Way to make friends. I mean, you already were in the doghouse, and now you're throwing things at people. That's great.
Her drink is sweating on the table.
He wants my Redskin jacket.
Welcome in. We are broadcasting from the Ravens Room here at the Blue Ox, 127th Street and Coastal Highway in Ocean City. And by the way, I meant to make mention in one of our earlier segments, we are into December, so Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody from all of us here at the Ravens Wrap Show. And at Ravens News 44, give yourselves a hand in the house once again. As we're going to finish up recapping the 23-20 loss to the Steelers and then get into our Ravens-Redskins preview. And, we're picking up talking about the defense a little bit. We talked about the offense in the first couple segments. I think one of the big differences, though, that people have to understand from the last game to this game, and I know, Steve, you talked about, or you'll talk about the Paul Kruger situation. He didn't have that matchup this week. But Antonio Brown, the return of Antonio Brown, who you could argue is actually better than Mike Wallace. Vertical speed, very good receiver. So they have two vertical guys on the outside. The Ravens had to take, Bernard Pollard, who usually could blitz Charlie Batch, who's a statue back there for the most part. He couldn't blitz because he had to help the corner, whoever it was, Kerry Williams, Corey Graham. Both corners needed help because those are excellent vertical stretch receivers. Then at the same time, you got Emmanuel Sanders, who's an excellent slot receiver to cover the middle of the field, and you've got Heath Miller as well. So it wasn't as easy for Dean Pease this time around to just blitz the linebackers with Brown there or Pollard. It just wasn't able to do it as much. That said, Steve, I'd say he should have blitzed a little bit more. He didn't, and maybe take a chance here or there. But also, Kruger didn't have his matchup, right?
He definitely did. When Mike Adams went on injured reserve, Kruger must have said, oh, no. But I think he also read the article in the paper that compared him to Jared Allen, of which there is no comparison.
Wow. Did it really?
Yeah. He was trying to hit the 340-pound guy head on, which, negates his speed advantage totally. And the only sack he got was when Batch held the ball for like a minute and a half, and he ran around everybody and circled around and got him from the back. So.
That's the big thing everybody's talking about. Lack of pass rush in this game, John, certainly hurt. And look, we don't have, outside of Suggs, and they account for him, although Suggs is kind of a guy that, even last year, he got a lot of sacks, but it came in bunches. It didn't come a sack a game. He wasn't consistent every game with that. And then Kruger's up and down. Yeah, he's had a good couple of games, but it's matchups. But by and large, Kruger, when you need him, really need him in a big game, he's not been there enough for us on that. And then you're out without Ellerbe, who's your most athletic linebacker out there, who's an excellent blitzer. He didn't play in the game. So Dean Pease was shorthanded. Plus you're dealing with an excellent receiving core, plus a good tight end. It's a lot to have to throw it's a lot to have to defend. And if you blitz and we get burned, then everybody's yelling at him, well, why was he wide open? So.
Well, we have one of the, probably the most overrated player in the entire league that might want to show up once in a while on defense. And his name's Haloti Ngata. I don't know if his name was called a single time. The guy I watched jumped off.
I think between him and Maki Kiyomatu, who are mounds of man there at 600 pounds more plus combined, they had 2 tackles.
So being there, I was able to focus on him the whole time. His first move, no matter if it's run, no matter if it's pass, every single play is to stand straight up. And that's how he gets moved off the ball. He wasn't a force or a factor. He hit Charlie Batch once. he put a hand on him. So when you're stars, we're talking about paying Ray Rice. We paid this guy. We paid Ray Rice. We're paying. You have Steve Bisciotti, who's paying millions of dollars for these guys and getting. You may as well go get a Division I AA guy from Bucknell or something to go out and play the position, because I mean we're not getting. Well, we play a little harder than that. We can be slack asses and not do anything. We don't need to pay $1 million for a bunch of lazy people to not to play their position and get driven off the ball.
I think John's ripe for coming over to my side. I think he's about ready to be. John, I don't know, man. I think you're getting over here. There's always room for one more.
We've sunk to all new lows on this program here, John. It's getting worse and worse.
We got room for one more fan.
I told you that. Just to let everybody know.
But am I wrong on that? I mean, don't you expect your stars, your playmakers, the guy to get paid? Don't you expect them to earn their money?
Yeah.
And any of us, we don't have jobs.
I don't think although he's not a slacker, if he's poor technique's one thing, and that's an issue. I agree with you. He's getting paid a lot of money, and if he's that hurt, then I guess they need to. And he's not being productive enough. That's on the coaching staff then to get him the heck out of there.
So think about who's out. Webb's out. Ray Lewis is out. Suggs is got hurt again.
Jimmy Smith's out.
Jimmy Smith is out. You would think that the guy, he's the guy now. You would think he would say, "All right, team, you're on my back, defense," and make some plays, create some havoc, just collapse the middle of the pocket. And then Charlie Batch. I mean, Charlie Batch is a midget. You know what I mean? If he collapses that pocket, he can't even see over his own center.
And Steve, he's not the only one. Look, Kiyomatu's been inconsistent all year. He had his best game last week, actually, the week before against San Diego. Arthur Jones had a great week 2 weeks ago, but he wasn't nearly as dominant in the game either. Where's Pernell McPhee? He's been hurt. He's been ineffective when he has been in there, coming off the knee injury. That's been an issue. So, at times I'll say this, not at times too gets double teamed, and other guys aren't even are not stepping up as well. So, I mean, it's across the board, though.
I'm sorry, Steve. I'll let you go. I'll shut up the rest of the thing. But, Alabama.
You guys heard it.
Alabama versus Georgia, right? The game. Alabama had a chance to make a stop, and Georgia tried to run it right up the middle, and the Alabama defensive tackle was double teamed. He fell right to the ground and backed his way in and blew the whole play up on a third and fourth and one or something. That's how you play that position. You don't need to make tackles. We got spoiled with Kelly Gregg, who made plays. Give me 3 Kelly Greggs on the defensive line, and keep your money, Haloti Nada, and play for someone else. I mean, you want the guys to make plays, and it just sucks that we go out and pay money, our real money, to go buy these PSLs and go to the stadium and all that stuff to watch a bunch of guys not even care. He plays like he doesn't care.
Well,
you're up.
No, I don't think that's true. I think he cares.
I think that's the one thing that's obvious is that, being at the stadium, you can see we were getting dominated on both sides of the line of scrimmage. But also, I think we're hurt. I think he's hurt. I think that,
Well, then they need to get him out of there.
Exactly.
If he's going to be that ineffective, then get him out.
Reed is hurt. Suggs is definitely hurt, and Ray is not in there. So, I think the season is catching up with us.
Now, Billy, from an outsider's point of view, you take a look.
I'm starting to feel a lot better about the game Sunday, man. I didn't know you guys were that bad.
I mean, we are.
Last time I checked, you're 9-3.
9-3. Exactly.
9-3. You're beating everybody.
We are 9-3.
You always find a way to win somehow, and that's all that counts.
And we still, it looks like we're going back to the playoffs for a 5th straight year. We're going to win the division possibly for a 2nd straight year. But,
yeah, man,
but Billy,
that sucks.
Yeah, really, life's tough. But from an outsider's point of view, though, it's got to be a little bit shocking to see this defense go from top 5 to number 25.
Well, and when it did, your offense all of a sudden lit up. I mean, you used to win 6-3, 9-6, 7-6. I mean, for years.
We did have one 9-6 win this year, but
yeah.
Give that to me.
Yeah. But I mean, now you're scoring 30 points because you need 30 to win. Believe me, I know where that's coming from. We got to score 40 to win. But we finally have a decent defense. But for years, I mean, we had to outscore the teams, and we never held anybody to 3 points, 6 points a game. You guys did it regularly.
Yeah. But I think having the perspective of not watching the games maybe like we do, we're not scoring 30 points. We haven't scored 30 points probably for the last.
Oh, we have the capability to do it, though, and we've done it at times compared to when we never had a chance to score 30 points.
Your first few games,
Trent
you were
Dilfer
up
scored
there.
38 or something in the Super Bowl.
once in a blue moon, but
maybe it's come down a little bit now, but I don't see the problems that you guys say you have. But of course, I don't watch it like you all do. But
so I guess my point is that the games we've been winning you know, we had a couple great wins, and that's the thing that's frustrating, is that we could be, or the Ravens could be dominant. If we put it all together, we just don't seem to put it all together. And you know, you have this surface in what you see 9-3, but there's, you know, inside the numbers, so to speak, or underneath the covers, it doesn't look that good. It's like a pretty car. You open the hood and there's no engine in it.
But despite that, 9-3 is still 9-3. And look, I agree with all you're saying with the deficiencies, but 9-3 is still 9-3 despite all that. And one game, let's not take one game and say this is the way they're going to play for the rest of the year. We know what they need to improve on. There's no question about it. I think we all agree on all the things that we talk about.
What happened with San Diego the week before, and what happened with Pittsburgh
But they won those 2 games. They won. If you're going to tell me that we're going to 2-1 in that stretch of 3 games, I'll take it. You know, I'm with you, John. I'm with you 110%. But despite all that, we're 9-3, and I'm not going to say that this game's going to define us, as John Harbaugh says, for the rest of the season. The Giants were pretty poor, you know, last year at 5-5 at one point. Billy knows that. You guys beat them twice.
We beat them twice.
You know, with all due respect, you beat them twice. You were 5-11 last year, and they won the Super Bowl. So, you know, I'm just trying to throw another angle. I'm with you though. Look, I was at the game. I was as disappointed as anybody was. I was at the bar till 2 a.m. I was off on Monday. It wasn't pretty.
It was tough because after that game, you're like, well, at least you get to come back against the Redskins. No offense, but you know the Redskins are good this year. They're really good, and you know then everybody's saying, well, if you couldn't stop a third-string quarterback, then how are you going to stop RG3? You know, and you look at that and say, oh,
that's a good question.
They got a rookie running back, and you know, they got a lot of things going right. So you know, it'll be a good game.
I'm just a realist, guys. I'm a Ravens fan. They're my #1 team. But at the same time, you got to be real. You can't be drinking the purple, drinking out of the purple shot glasses. Because you just have Ravens intoxication. And one day you're going to wake up with a big old hangover. How the heck did that happen?
No,
I'm telling you how it's happening before it happens.
I'm just going to make a prediction.
You think about me after every ugly loss, every Flacco incompletion that ends up in the first row in the stands, you're thinking, John Garrett.
I'm just going to make a prediction. You watch Monday night, Houston and New England. That's in New England. I'm just making a prediction. I may be wrong. You watch Tom Brady do magic against that Houston defense, and all of a sudden, well, wait a minute, Houston's #1 seed in the AFC. Every team's going to have some clunkers. Every team has weaknesses. Every team gets exposed. It's how you put it together at the end and make that playoff run. Do we need a home game? Maybe 1, maybe 2? Yeah, we do. No question about it. But at the end of the day, again, it's 1 game. We're still 9-3. And, folks, we have a chance, all right, to win the division and make the playoffs on Sunday. Some other things have to happen, but, you know, it's some good stuff. We're still 9-3. So, hey, we have a lot more to get to. Billy's going to give us a complete inside preview of the Washington Redskins. They're coming up on Sunday at 1 o'clock. They loom large. It's a big game now at FedEx Field. So we'll talk about it coming up. It is the Ravens Wrap Show on Comcast Beach TV and Delmarva's Rock Radio, home of the Ravens. It's 93.5. Hey. We're back.
Ravens Wrap is sponsored by Bud Light, Holiday Inn Express, the Ocean City Golf Club, Comfort Inn, Russell Street Report, the original Green Turtle, and hosted by the Blue Ox Bar and Grill.
Welcome to the Comfort Inn Gold Coast. Conveniently located just 1 block from the beach and adjacent to shopping at the Gold Coast Mall and the movie theater. Newly renovated and open year-round with a marvelous bayfront view. Visit us on the web at comfortgoldcoast.com and see our hot deals and great golf packages, or simply call our direct reservation line to plan your stay.